I'm here in my kitchen with the ingredients for fresh tomato soup. Since tomatoes are in season, gonna make some tomato soup today. Okay, so in this Dutch oven, I have the tomatoes, and I left them whole. All I did was like cut the tops off. I didn't, peel them or anything like that. So I don't know, I think this might be about a pound of tomatoes. Did you get a pound of tomatoes, honey, or?
Yeah, about a pound.
Okay, so this is about a pound. A little more, a little less is okay, depending on how big your family is. And then you see I have the freshly chopped ginger in there, so you can do as much or as little as you like. And I have 4 cups of water in here, so I don't want to put too much water because tomatoes are like really juicy and luscious, so they make a lot of their own water. So I added about 4 cups of water, and now I'm going to turn my pot on to like medium high. See? And I'm going to let this boil and with the lid on it. Okay, so I'm removing the lid, and as you can see, the water is like boiled up, the skin is like shriveling up on the tomatoes. So what I typically do at this point is just kind of see if I can like kind of start to break the tomatoes up a little bit. Like, don't force it. Like, if you can't do it, then just kind of let them boil some more. But I just kind of crush it a little bit, like with the back of my spoon. Uh-oh. Yeah, don't fog up the camera. So so I do this just to kind of like get some of that yummy tomato juice goodness out of there. See? So look at that. And it's at this point I'm going to turn down the heat to about like medium low, and now I'm going to add my dry herbs and my salt and pepper. Okay, so I added my herbs. You can add whatever dry or fresh herbs that you happen to have on hand. So I'm just going to let this simmer probably for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of sugar and my olive oil and my balsamic vinegar. Okay, so we're going to just let this simmer on down and release some of its yummy juices and flavors. Okay, so I have my tablespoon of cane sugar, and I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil. And give that a nice stir. See if the tomatoes are more broken up now. Oops, sorry about that. So it's coming right along, and I'm still simmering this. And each time I stir it, I kind of like, wherever there's like big giant chunks of tomato, I just kind of like break it up with the spoon. See? So now I'm going to simmer this for about another 30 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to add one cup of brown jasmine rice, or you can add whatever kind of rice you want. You can add wild rice, or just regular long grain rice, but I'm going to do brown jasmine rice for this, after I kind of let these other flavors meld in here some more. Okay, so the soup is pretty much done. The tomatoes are kind of like broken up, and so I didn't have any, well, I had a little bit of jasmine rice, but not enough. So yeah, I have some brown rice. I don't know what kind this is, but you can just add whatever kind of rice you want. So this is a cup of brown rice that I'm adding. And oops, I gotta rinse off my spoon. Hold on 1 second while I do a fake multitask here and rinse off my spoon so I can serve it. So basically what you want to do is just, you want to cook this until the rice is fully done. Now, since this is brown rice and I have it, simmering on low, it's probably going to take about 30 minutes. So, but you want to check, by kind of like scooping up a little bit of the rice and like tasting it to make sure it's not, crunchy. Okay? So, on goes the lid again, and we will check back in about 30 minutes. Okay, so the soup is done. The rice, you can see, is cooked through. So it smells great, and now you can serve the soup hot just like this. Now the last touch that I'm going to do is, well, first I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to sprinkle the top with some fresh mozzarella and just let it sit with the lid on for about 10 minutes, and then serve it up. Okay, so here is the the mozzarella cheese on top. So just want to let that melt, and soup's up. I'll take some pictures at the end so you can see what the soup looks like with the yummy cheddar cheese biscuits that I made too.